Well, it's come to my attention that I may have another problem on my hands. And in my last video, I recreated the Matrix to solve one little problem. But this time, I'm not gonna do something as crazy. Or am I? You see, this time, I'm gonna provide yet another solution to our giant map problem. Unfortunately, while I'm trying to solve this problem, I actually made the problem even worse because I had to make the map even bigger than it already is. So I'm just taking this car here to show you what I've got done. And if you have keen eyes, you'll notice that this area to the left of me is completely new. That's right, I added a raceway. And what's going to be filled up in this raceway is a bunch of different cars that can help you travel. But has anything in this game been normal so far? Absolutely not. So we can't just have normal cars. I mean, take this cardboard for example. It's made out of boxes. That's the kind of crazy I want to go for. And if you're wondering how I'm gonna do that, well, that's a good question because you gotta remember I have absolutely no idea myself. We'll figure it out along the way. As you can see, this raceway is absolutely huge. I mean, it doesn't even render in the entire thing while I'm scrolling. But this is a good place to keep all of our cars, and a good way to test them too. I also made sure that there's multiple entrances, including this little dip here, and, of course, the municipal death jump. The track has enough length and space so that you and your friends can test out multiple cars at once. But now, it's our job to actually make the cars. And by our job, I mean my job. And also my job to figure everything out. This is a transition because I can't think of anything to put here. So first off, the smoking car behind me is our fragile car. And the reason it's called that is because quite honestly, it's got one wheel already in the scrapyard. I mean, even just driving it, you can tell all the parts are falling off of it. The view from the inside is absolutely horrendous, as this black cloud of smoke is kind of preventing you from seeing anything. Oh, and did I forget to mention that it kind of blows up sometimes? But the good thing about it is that it does go very fast. Like, really fast. So fast that, it kind of doesn't make it over sometimes. But this car isn't really conventional anyway. I mean, who wants to drive a car that blows up constantly? But cars being dangerous actually gave me another idea. What if we could make our cars run into people? So I did the utmost basic of scripting and then attached that part to the front of a car. And now, hopefully we'll be able to run things over. Which, initially, it does work. It's just the sound doesn't always play, so I'm gonna have to fix that. It does deal the damage though. I mean, it made quick work of these guys. So with the help of the Roblox AI and some quick script fixes, I finally got it to work. So now, it should play the sound whenever we're hit. This is more of a simple solution for our car hitting problem. So if you're gonna be the one driving it, I would say just stay away from the front. But now with this finished product, I decided that running people over with a car isn't good enough. So I'm gonna add a flamethrower. And what I'm doing here is essentially just making little blocks of fire, so I'm just going to use the same type of scripts that we used in our orbital laser to set you on fire. And I mean, look at this thing, it's kind of cool. You just get like a line of fire. And at first I was having some trouble figuring out where I wanted to put all these flames. I thought they'd be cool as headlights, but I seemed to disagree with myself a little bit afterwards. But that's when I got a grand idea. I wasn't going to put them on this regular car, I was going to make something unique. And the way we do that is first by starting out with this car and turning it orange. Look at that brand new paint job. Trust me, this is gonna be real cool real soon. And you know what we need? Some flame decals. We just need a nice flame wrap all around this thing. Yeah, right on that front bumper. Look at that. Oh, we're not even finished with this thing and it already looks so cool. You know what else we need? Yeah, let's get a skull on there. You know, da-na-na-na-na-noun. Da-na-na-na-na-noun. You know, we're gonna feel real bad to the bone here soon. We gotta make sure we put them on the wheels too. I mean, the whole goal is to instill fear. You know, show that we mean business with this flame chariot and everything. And after I was done making this thing look like an absolute train wreck, I decided that it was time for the real flames. And this was definitely a fun task, having to weld every single thing together to the car. But in the end, it looked absolutely amazing. So with that done, it was time to take it for a test drive. The car is definitely loud, and I think I had a little bit too much fun when I found out it actually worked. I mean, who can blame me? This really is a sight to behold. A really loud car that spits flames? Yeah, I think so. This is amazing! The only issue that I had was that the player was turning gray rather than crispy every time that they were burned, but that was an easy fix. Doing a quick walk around, you really get to capture all the coolness of this flaming vehicle. And I mean, driving it around too is also really cool. You're like a street sweeper, or a flaming dragon, or just a car on fire. That too. And this thing is actually so cool to look at that I kid you not, I actually spent around 5 minutes just driving this thing. But we can't sit around all day and play with our new toy cars, so we have to get back to testing. And I thought testing was the case, but here I am again, playing with the car. I guess it is just a little bit too fun to not mess around with. And mess around with it some more I did. I just took it around the track probably like 2 or 3 more times. I think over half of this entire recording was spent with this little flame car right here. It is a big time waster, I can't lie. I even took it into the town to clean the streets up. I think the controls will forever be janky. Hey buddy, what's going on? Yeah, you look a little crispy there. Hope you don't mind. I don't know why this car is spinning, but it's kind of cool. I think it makes me look even cooler. So after messing around a little bit more with the flame car, I decided that it was time to show my friends some of my creations so far. Ignore that flame car for now. I'll save the best for last. First off, we got the fragile car. It's very fast, but it is like currently falling to pieces. It's also very hard to see out of the front. And if you try to touch the engine, it just completely explodes.
Okay, very Sigma.
So there's that. Obviously, we have the cardboard. I didn't make any changes to it. It's more of an example. We have this one. You can just ram into people with it. It's fun. You know.
Woo!
It torches anything it comes into contact with. And it is insanely cool. Look at this. It is a street sweeper. Look at this. Okay. Look at this homing rocket. You ready? I'm scared. Got him. No more homing rocket. It's safe to say that he was pretty interested in my wacky creations, and I'm sure he didn't think at all that I was actually insane. But for this next bit, I had to go back to the beach to meet the crazy car dealer, who has a questionable choice of style. But I'm not so interested in his clothing choice, but rather what he sells. This one single car back here. And this single car was my main inspiration for what I decided to build next. But I'm gonna be nothing but honest with you, this car absolutely sucks. I mean, it's a bunch of blocks roped on the back of a car, which essentially weigh it down. It's like a snake, you know? But the single fact that it sucks is exactly what I want. So that means it's time to get back to work. And initially, my idea was to build a sled for the car. That way you could drag your friends around while also being able to drive. It's a fun way to transport you and your friends all across the map. From a quick initial test, you can already tell that something is wrong. And that means it's working. I mean, the car is practically flipping out even when you try to go forward. And although some people would quit here and try to fix their mistake, I think this is absolutely perfect. I did experiment with other types of rope though, and let me tell you, it went pretty much exactly the same, although it did look a bit funnier with the big ropes. Something else I wanted to try was a spring, and this is honestly my first time using a spring, but it went pretty much exactly how I expected it to. The best part was when I tried to pull the sled up the hill, but the spring prevented me and started pulling me back, and essentially shot me off like a slingshot. Directly after that happened, it's like the car didn't know how to function anymore. It just started flying all over the place. I even managed to somehow drive it over the edge and then get it stuck. I'm not even sure how exactly this happened, but it was probably the funniest part about using the spring. I don't think I could recreate this even if I tried. But the spring did give me a good idea, and that idea involves more than one car. So, ladies with gentle hands, I present to you the two-person spring car. I didn't have a friend to test this out with me, so I have no idea how it's actually going to work with two people, but I imagine it's going to be just as hard as two cars with a spring attached to each other is. But one day you'll get the chance to try it out for yourself. So, you and your friends are going to have to deal with this monstrosity yourself, and I suppose that also applies to all the other cars that I built today. Yeah, have fun with that. So, to answer a question that wasn't even asked in the first place, did I fix the problem? Absolutely not. If anything, I made it worse by making the map bigger. But now you have a bunch of crazy cars to mess around with, and I think that's a pretty good trade-off in my opinion. And I'm giving you plenty of options here, with maybe even more to come. You'll just have to stick around for that, I guess. But right now, the creative juices are running a little low, so you're just gonna have to check in next time. By then, hopefully I'll have cooked up something even crazier. Or just as crazy. I don't know. we'll get there. But that's all I got for now, so in the meantime, stay crazy everyone, and I'll see you next time.